mai, e kipa mai, ike a vavo waina e kai, ho kipa mai, nā mea, mālama, yaoko, ika ipo lono, kaina mai ka piko o ka ala, kahino kaiona, iki kono malaya, kipo kanaloa, wili ka pole o kaupu me ka maili, o kipa mai ke kaio ulu, yaoko, iki a pai o ka ala, ka piko, e holu ka vaiolo honua, hanaya e kani vai, e kumu, kania punana ula, ko ulu ane te avava, uloho, ya punana ula, o tia tia me ke kalo, ke kino, haloa ke kumulolo, ka poe vai e ho malo ke kai, e hele ke alapono ke ola, yolo ka poe vai e, Hana pono, hana polole, hana meke aloha, e ku pa ka ko ai ho ma. E kipa mai, e kipa mai, e kipa mai. So that's a greeting that we bring people in with. When he was working on the floor inside the hale, had all this kind of ho'aku on the floor. He took them all out, that big piles outside, and he put some back in the concrete to make it safe for the kids. But out of all of those, he found this one. And he brought them to us and asked us what we thought it looked like. You know?
Poi finder?
Yeah, some poaku kuai, a Maui, a snowman, ancient cell phone. but we were thinking of a footprint. Yeah, that's what Uncle was thinking.
Oh, right.
He said, yeah, this is the baby or the keki's footprint. He said that's why he found them inside the hale, because the baby would be sleeping in the hale. So he took him home, he washed him, he said the baby would have clean feet. And about a week later, he was digging around the outside wall of the house. He found this one.
Wow.
And he said, oh, you look like Bigfoot. But I think Bigfoot only in America with the snowman. So Uncle says this is the mahiai, or the farmer's footprint. He said that's why he found them outside, because a farmer would be working outside. So he was going to wash him, he decided not to. He said the farmer would have dirty feet.
Right.
So he brought him back, he set him down, he gathered us all around, he said, okay, these are footprints of your ancestors over here, but one side missing. He said, what do you think? They only had one leg. So where's the other side?
Your footprint.
That's right. Right on, yeah. All of us, all the children who come up here to learn, all of us that help take care, we're all the other footprint, because we got to carry on to the ancestors. They did all the hard work. But up to us to carry on, so that the children, the grandchildren, the great-grandchildren can have areas like this to come to learn from, and maybe even have to survive. Okay, well, what you guys see, all the taro patches, I don't know how much you guys know about Hawaiian culture or whatever, but Hawaiians believe that they came from the taro. That was their elder brother or firstborn, yeah. Get Vakea, Sky Father, get Papa, Mother Earth. Papa had a daughter, Hohoku Kalani. Hohoku Kalani and Vakea had a baby. We're talking gods and goddesses, right. Yeah. At birth was one boy, but he had already passed away. So they made a grave on the eastern corner post of the hale, and every day Hohoku Kalani would go outside and cry over the grave. And one day when she came out, had one taro plant growing out from the grave. So they named that taro plant Haloa Nakalao Kapalili, a long stem trembling leaf. Then they had another baby, was another boy. And they also named him Haloa. Haloa, the spirit of the kalo, the firstborn. The second Haloa, he was believed to have been the first human being by the Hawaiians, so they had their own creation story too. So they came from the kalo, yeah. That's why they get such an important connection with the kalo. And he went on to have many, many children who became the Hawaiian people. But the first Haloa, he gave his life to become the kalo, to feed the Hawaiian people. So that's why you get special connection between the kalo and the poikahiko, the people of old Hawaii, yeah. They believe that was their elder brother or firstborn. Nowadays, everybody had their roots cut, so we only know a purple bag of poi in the store, yeah. So everything been lost along the way, yeah. But all of these taro patches over here that you see, these are all ancient taro patches. These go all the way to the base of the mountain. This was the poi bowl for Waianae, for the leeward coast, and maybe even beyond at one time. But had plenty of water in here. Still get plenty of water. Everybody think Waianae only dry, but get plenty of water. It's just that it's all being diverted out. They dig tunnels into the mountains. They take all the water out for urban use. when sugar came in, they went on top of the systems, put in their small dams, stole the water from up there, took it down below to grow sugar cane. So whoever's ever in these areas, they had their line cut. And they couldn't really do anything about it at the time. They were first learning the language, say nothing about the English or the laws, yeah.
What is it that you're grinding up then?
This is the root from the taro plant, the kalo. Kalo, taro, the same thing. So Hawaiians were one of the very few cultures to actually have these tools. The taro plant is grown all around the world in the warmer areas of the world. But Hawaiians took it to a whole nother level. So this is called pohaku kui'ai, the stone. Pohaku is stone, kui is to hit or strike, and ai is food, yeah? So it's a stone to hit food with. This is the papa kui'ai. The papa's like a smooth surface. A part on the reef that comes smooth like that, that's the papa, yeah? My pulavai, my bowl of water. But other places, and the Marquesas, they get these tools. Some Tahitians, not too many. Samoa, hardly at all. But most of the people are going to eat them just this way. Mix them with coconut milk or other ways of just eating them like this, what we call aipa, or just cooked taro. But with no more refrigeration, in a few days that's going to spoil actually. But by taking them to this next stage, what we're doing, what we call pa'i'ai, it's not really poi, it's going to be a little bit thicker than poi. If we add water, then it becomes poi. But taking it to the stage of pa'i'ai, they extend the life. You can wrap it in tea leaf, take the side off the banana tree where the leaf comes down, take that off, wrap it in there, and you can store this for months if you have to. And the thing's going to come sour, but it's not going to spoil. So you can either eat them sour, or you can add a fresh batch to it to bring back the life. Yeah. So they would always have this with them. They say Hawaiians used to eat between 5 and 9 pounds a day of pa'i'ai. That would be, this whole board would be filled. One person would eat that much every day. And pa'i'ai is a lot thicker than just a bag of poi, especially nowadays. Bag of poi.
Is that to get the nutrition out of it? You got to eat so much.
It's get plenty complex carbs inside, so it's almost like a fuel, yeah. So always eating them. What I'm doing now, I'm trying to get the lumps out, yeah. So you don't want to add too much water. You add too much water in the beginning, then that's going to be harder to get them out. And once I get them out a little bit more here, then I can start to kui.
How long do you have to boil it before it doesn't have that fiberglass scenario happening with it?
Depends. If you leave them in big pieces, like me, I cut them about that big, like this, like this size. Yeah. So with this, I can do them in that small steamer, 45 minutes to 1 hour, and the thing ready already. If you leave them in the whole pieces, you gotta leave them sometimes hour and a half, 2 hours before you can melt down all those calcium deposits. Yeah. Okay. That one that they use for the taro chips, that's the bunlong wu. That's a Chinese taro, and they use that one to make lao with. They only use the leaf mostly. The taro not that great actually. That's why you get the purple specks inside. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what that one looks like when you cut them open. It's not that good actually, but when you make chips out of them, you cannot tell. Yeah.
What do you cook that for 45 minutes an hour?
Yeah.
In a steamer or just...
Yeah, this one I steam.
Not bad, huh? That's good.
Good.